Coming up, the Prestonburg Mayor resigns on the same day a lawsuit is filed against him.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Prestonburg Mayor Les Stapleton has resigned. It came just hours after a lawsuit was filed claiming he verbally and sexually assaulted a former city employee. But Stapleton said he resigned due to an injury from a recent fall. WYMT's Madison Carmouche was at a special city council meeting this evening when a new mayor was appointed.
Council members met on Tuesday evening to read the resignation letter of now former Prestonburg Mayor Les Stapleton.
I will be reading a resignation from Mayor Les Stapleton. First, it says, "Do not feel like I can adequately represent the city as it needs to be. Please accept this as my resignation as of March 12th at 5:30 p.m.
Earlier Tuesday, a lawsuit against Stapleton and the city claimed that he both verbally and physically sexually assaulted a former city employee and threatened her job security.
With that, I make clear that I was both totally shocked and surprised at the civil litigation that was filed against me and the city today, and cannot stress enough that it is absolutely zero bearing on this decision that was made following consultation with my surgeon last week.
The council unanimously voted to appoint Councilman Rick Hughes as interim mayor of Prestonsburg.
Sir, welcome to your new seat. And thank you for taking this on, by the way, because it's not an easy task.
Hughes says that regardless of what happened, he had plans to run for mayor in the upcoming election.
I love this city. I love being here. We have businesses, my wife and I do in this town, and I'm partners with another friend of mine, and we want to see the city continue to grow. And that's the object right now, is to bring everybody together on one page, help it grow, and move forward with the things that were already on the agenda that needs to be done.
Council members said they had no prior knowledge of the lawsuit. In Prestonsburg, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Les Stapleton is a former state police trooper and has served as mayor for a decade. Last November, he filed to run for the 29th District State Senate seat, but withdrew from the race in January. We reached out to Stapleton today, but he has not returned our call. A sad update tonight on a story we first brought you over the weekend. A Powell County one-year-old girl who was on life support following a fire has died. Her mother posted the update tonight on Facebook. Kiki was injured in a fire Friday morning. Her dad ran in to get her. He received serious burns. Last night, the family held a prayer vigil for Kiki, praying for a miracle.
We are tracking some cool and calm conditions as we close out your Tuesday, all thanks to high pressure. Let's take a look at the radar this evening, and as you can see, not much happening as clouds continue to increase. We stay partly cloudy as you wake up on Wednesday, all thanks to high pressure. Some more mainly dry weather is on the way on your Wednesday, and again, that high pressure system will also bring some warm weather as we go into the middle of this week as well. Those current temperatures in the 40s and 50s, up to 52 in Jackson, 56 in Pikeville, 50 for Harlan, also in Hazard, and down to 47 for London at this hour over in Laurel County. Most of us wake up in the upper 30s to lower 40s as you walk out the door on Wednesday, so we are chilly. So you will need that jacket as you step outside in the morning. But the good news, we are tracking some more above average weather on Wednesday. Temperatures top out in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Only a very small chance of a few sprinkles close to I-75. But most of us are dry tomorrow. But higher rain chances are set to return by Thursday, also Friday. Then much cooler by this time next week. Those details on the way in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Tensions were high today in Frankfort as a Senate Judiciary Committee discussed House Bill 5, also known as the Safer Kentucky Act. The bill aims to crack down on crime in the Commonwealth. Opponents of the bill say it also criminalizes homelessness in the process. Two more versions of the bill were presented tonight. Grayson Passmore takes a look at the bills and hears from both sides.
House Bill 5, the controversial crime bill, was heard before a Senate committee Tuesday, once again sparking hours of debate as both Senators Whitney Westerfield and John Schickel presented their proposed and very different changes to the Safer Kentucky Act, which, as written, would make illegal camping a crime.
making sure that we respond not just to penalize the conduct, but to respond to the root causes of their homelessness in the first place.
Homelessness is causing our neighborhoods to spiral down. People are afraid to go conduct business. They're afraid to go out and walk in the evening.
Westerfield once guarantees that anyone unhoused would be referred services by an officer first. Schickel and bill sponsors say they believe public safety should be the first priority.
First goal with the enforcing officer is he's going to say, you need to move along, and if the person chooses to be non-compliant, then that's an entirely different situation.
I think this bill implies that homelessness is caused by substance use disorder, and that is not always the case.
Concerns of the wide-sweeping bill don't stop there. The bill proposes a 3 strikes measure, meaning life in prison for violent offenders. But some worry what constitutes a violent offender is now too broad.
If you burn a house down, you rape a woman, and then you kill somebody, you're going to prison for the rest of your life. There's nothing wrong with that. And you know who likes that the most? The person who would have been the 4th victim.
HB 5 enhances penalties in many other areas like attempted murder and fentanyl distribution, or the shopkeeper's privilege that lets a business owner use reasonable force if necessary to stop someone from stealing. Many who filled the crowded committee room, like Pam Thomas with Kentucky Center for Economic Policy, fear the state won't be able to afford the billions of dollars estimated over the next decade to house so many incarcerated people.
This is a system that cannot handle the influx of new people if House Bill 5 passes in its current form.
At the Capitol, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
More testimony will be heard Thursday morning. The Senate hopes to have a vote on the bill that same day. If approved, it would go back to the House for a vote before heading to the governor's desk if approved. Several bills dealing with the rise of self-driving cars are moving through the legislature. House Bill 7 would deal with law enforcement, insurance, and liability issues. The bill passed 61-31 in the House, but was passed over in the Senate. The House Transportation Committee also passed a resolution to set up a task force to study self-driving cars and artificial intelligence. That resolution passed in the House. Meetings will take place this summer and fall with recommendations for lawmakers in December. A House committee approved a bill this afternoon dealing with school choice. House Bill 2 calls for a constitutional amendment to fund charter schools. That puts the decision for school choice in the voters' hands. It would go on the November ballot. The bill now goes to the full House. It would then need approval in the Senate before going to the governor's desk. When it comes to owning your own business, there's a lot to learn. But one Eastern Kentucky city is giving its youth the opportunity to find out what it takes. WYMT's Olivia Calfee explains how the city's growth is leading to building up new business owners to grow as well.
It is the City of Hazard Entrepreneur Fellowship, giving students that are interested in one day owning a business the opportunity to learn in their own community.
By creating this pipeline of youth that have an interest in small business and an interest in business ownership and things like that, and then connecting them to people that are doing it successfully in their hometown, they can see, yes, this is something I could do here. And it kind of creates that next level pipeline of those next small business owners.
Downtown Coordinator Bailey Richards says it is an 8-week paid program, letting students get experience working in a local business, asking questions, creating their own business plan, while also learning valuable communication skills.
A lot of the youth coming up today are now, they're COVID. You know, they have gone to school during COVID, so they didn't necessarily have the full, 4-year high school, middle school experience with their peers and with, adults and things like that. And so to be in the public, working in the public sector, I think is a really great experience.
And as the program enters its second year, Richard says opportunities like this are just as important for the community as it is for the students.
People are going to retire, they're going to age out, and we need to have a constant flow of new people coming in to kind of backfill. And then also we are continuing to grow. We're seeing more businesses. So that's something that we want to make sure that we always have a youth involvement and a youth pipeline to backfill those spaces.
In Hazard, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
For more information on how to apply, you can find this story on our website. Community members gathered in Hazard tonight to welcome the new president of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System. Former Kentucky Commissioner of Agriculture, Dr. Ryan Quarles, was selected as the 4th president of KCTCS. Quarles says his focus during his tenure boils down to 3 major areas.
I want to make sure that we're affordable, we're accessible to all, and that we are providing a solution for the workforce issues, not just of Eastern Kentucky, but statewide as well.
Quarles says students from KCTCS schools make up 1 in 49 jobs in Kentucky, and he says they can do better than that. Quarles says KCTCS needs to be part of the economic development decision-making. Hiring is underway at Keeneland in Lexington for the 2024 spring meet. It comes less than a month before the races begin. Staff at Keeneland say they hope to hire between 300 and 400 part-time workers to make the fan experience great. Tiffany McDonald with Keeneland says they have had many people from as many as 20 different countries applying to work for the upcoming spring meet. The hiring center is open every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. until the end of this month. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, President Biden clinches the Democratic nomination for president tonight, and former President Trump is expected to do the same for the GOP very soon.
Plus, we are tracking some more mild weather tomorrow. Your Wednesday forecast coming up.